Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Check it out. Yo, Turk calls out Lil Boosie. Well, Lil Boosie called out Turk because Turk supported, Kodak Black and saying that it was cool to check in PC if you got the bag. So what we're going to talk about is if it's ever cool to check in the PC when you representing the hood, when you represented in the rap music like Turk, Lil Boosie, and Kodak Black. Sit back, relax. I think y'all gonna enjoy this. Make sure you share this with your friends and hit that like button. All right. All right, you know what it is. Unique Mecca Audio, man. We're going to play this joint. We're going to hear what Turk got to say, and I'm going to break this down from a street gangster point of view. And you're going to notice that Turk is going to try and make Kodak Black out to be just a rapper. Do y'all think Kodak Black is just a rapper? Put it in the comments. If you feel he's just a rapper, then you'll side with what Kirk's saying. But when Kodak Black is known for the things that he's known as, what I'm seeing in the media, he don't fit the category that Turk is talking about. Let's hear what he got to say, though, because we like to ride. All right.
Said I'll go back to that rapper mentality, you know what I'm saying? It's dumb. You feel me? I heard Boosie keep saying something about you was on PC. Don't nobody look at you like no gangster. Well, I'm gonna be the first one to say I defer from that. You know what I'm saying? I look at Kodak as if he was on the streets, I got to have my bodyguards with me. I have to protect me. I have to protect the investment. Kodak didn't go to jail or regular, you know what I'm saying? He's a superstar. So when you got people and you got people that want to prey on you, people want to do this, do that, you have to protect yourself.
That's what. All right, stop. I think that's a bunch of bull crap. First of all, Kodak is saying that, he's a gangster. He's talking gangster music, representing gangsterism. He Haitian, he's straight, bout it. You know what I mean? So it don't matter how big you get, you still bout it. At no time are you supposed to check in PC. Never. It's never okay to check in PC. P. Diddy's not in PC, and y'all talk crap about P. Diddy. No one goes to PC, period. That's the worst thing to have on your jacket. See, when you on the street, you doing your thing, you hustling, or you making music, and you making music talking about hustling, selling drugs, and you claiming that. You saying you about it. You started from that. You know what I mean? All your homies is with that. That's where you came from. So if that's where you came from and you standing on that and you using that for your brand to move forward, remember, that's who you are. If you're not that, then don't break the law. Don't go to prison. Then you won't have to have these conversations or make these statements. I don't care how big you are. You do not go in PC. Look at Tupac. Let's take a ride. We gotta take a ride. Tupac got locked up, and when he got locked up, they put him in PC, and Tupac fought like hell to get out PC. That was called involuntary PC. In the feds, it's called administrative detention, meaning the administration decided to detain you. And you can't do nothing about that. You could write letters and cop-outs and all that to the captain, the AW, the warden, and tell him that, man, I don't fear for my life. I could go out there, and that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to lay down and say, oh, I'm not going out because I'm too big of a star. Then you shouldn't have broke the law, young man. Am I right or wrong? You should not have broke the law. You break the law, you say you from the street, you this gangster, you rapping about it, you putting up tweets, you going at dudes like Boosie that's telling you that he's about the street. If you're not about the street, Kodak Black, Turk, BG gonna speak in a minute, but if you're not about the street and you ain't got nothing business to be talking to another man that's about the street because you're not about the street. End of story. Ain't no other way to put it. If you ain't about the street, you ain't supposed to be talking about it. I'm not going to be talking to nobody in Silicon Valley trying to tell them about no computer chips. Because that's not my field. That's not my league. And they definitely can't come tell me how to run the streets. That's like me giving them a 357 Magnum and tell them that, yo, we getting ready to run up in this spot. They wouldn't know what to do because they're not about it. But when you got rappers rapping like y'all about it, that's why I say you rappers, man, ain't nothing wrong with rapping about it. Get your money. Look at the Martin Scorsese. Look at Godfather, Goodfellas, Scarface. They making money from it. But they not saying that, oh, I'm Scarface. Dude that wrote Scarface didn't run around saying that he's Scarface. Stephen King didn't run around saying that he's the werewolf. But you dudes is making records and you're saying that you are your lyrics. And then you get caught up and now you want to go back to saying, oh, my bad. I'm just a rapper. But yet you were just arguing with a man like Boosie Badass that said that he bout it. You ain't got no business talking to Boosie about nothing if you're just a rapper. I suggest you be rappers. Boosie is stuck in his ways. He's who he is. You obviously on the fence. If you on the fence, stay there. And take one foot off it and get your ass back on the sidewalk. The street is not for everybody, man. That's why they created sidewalks. The street is not for everybody. Can't say it no plainer than that. The streets is not for everybody. Now, you rapping about the streets don't mean that you from the streets, but let it be known you not from the streets. Don't rap about the streets and say I'm about the streets, and then you get locked up, you go to jail, and now you're saying, oh, I'm an entertainer. I want to go to PC. And then that foolery that he said about, oh, you go out, you got 100 bodyguards with you, you do this and that. Yo, dog, no disrespect. You know what I mean? I know you my man's man out of Ohio. I ain't going to say no names, but this ain't to disrespect you. My man would tell you who he is. I might ask him if it's all right to say his name next time, but that's how real I keep it. BG, you know you was in the feds. It don't matter how big you are, you going to go. Let me tell you a ride, right? I'm going to tell you a ride. I'm going to take you on a ride. I'm in Lombard, California. Like I said, I'm in there one day. They had a busload come in. They released the people from R&D about 3:30. They just called locking everybody in their cells. They opened the doors up at 4:15. 4:50, we come out. We in Lombard, California, killing field. Nothing but gang bangers out there. I'm talking about gangs that I never heard of. Yo, I ain't even gonna lie. When I was in New York and, you know, when I was in Lewisburg in 93, 94, 95, when I first got locked up and all that, I never heard of no Serrano, no Border Brothers. All I heard was Latin Kings and Nettas and, you know, that was it. They didn't even have no Bloods and Crips on the East Coast back then. I never heard of no gangbangers on the East Coast. I'm going to keep it 100. And ain't to diss nobody, just let you know. I never in my life when I was on the street and I got locked up December 10th, 1993, and I done had conversations with a few brothers that said that in Newark, they had Crips in Newark. They may have them in Newark. I'm not disputing that because I wasn't there. But where I was at in Harlem, it wasn't no gangbanging going on in Harlem and the Bronx and Brooklyn like how it is now. I come out and this is what's going on. But anyway, like I said, like I'm telling this story, I'm riding, you know. This is how I ride, so, you know, pay attention. Y'all let me ride. So now 4 o'clock can't come, right? At 4:15, they open the doors. We come out, dude stand up by the metal detector, and he's a Spanish dude, and he got on his bus shoes and everything, and they getting ready to call first wreck move and then chow. And dude said, yo, any Nathaniels here? And we looked at him like, huh? Man, Nathaniels ain't allowed on this compound. He said, man, I'm a Nathaniel. Not one person standing there said, man, you need to check in. What they all told him was, you need to strap up because Nathaniels ain't allowed on this compound because they couldn't phantom a nigga checking in. So now, here you go, they open the door. So as soon as they open the door, the Nathaniel took off on the first Mexican dude that he seen. Boop, 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 boop. And they sitting there rumbling. And we sitting there watching. Police come break it up, lock him up, and take him to the shoe. He could have told them, I don't want to go out there. He could have said, is there any Nathaniels out there? He knew there was no Nathaniels there. But he figured if they put him there, there got to be somebody there. The last thing on his mind is that they was trying to unalive him by putting him in a killing field that they had none of his homies and 300 of his ops. He was one man and there was 300 ops there. They drop him off on the compound. He get up in the joint, so they lock him up. But bottom line is, right, moral to the story for you rat bastards and flip-flop win and public trolls, you know, that don't understand how real this is. That's why I say Boosie ain't say nothing wrong. He let them know, yo, I'm telling y'all, this is how real it is. You don't check in under no circumstances. So all that faking that y'all gangsters, stop it. Rap about the music and be who you are. Don't try to act like you a gangster because you go to jail. You can't check in under no circumstances. No matter how big you are. You ain't never heard of P. Diddy checking in. And he's going to be the blueprint for this because he's the first rapper that stood there toe-to-toe challenging the RICO. Risking losing everything that he owned. That's how serious Diddy was about this. And y'all say, oh, Diddy this, Diddy that, Diddy this, everybody. And this ain't to defend Diddy, but Diddy showed that he from the hood. Oh, Diddy father was from Harlem. He moved to Mount Vernon. So Diddy not really from Harlem. Diddy from the streets. He knew when he got time, when he got picked up to shut the F up. And that's what he did. But we riding, right? We riding. Let me ride back. So dude, now if the police come take him out, let me explain to you what happened from there, right? Because we riding, you know? Remember, don't forget, man, we riding. Now, so all y'all complaining and all that, just sit back and don't touch nothing. I'm even going to ride somewhere else real quick, right? To tell you another one. I used to get this girl in the car with me, and every time she got in the car, I just like the way she used to buff me off, right? So I used to get in the car with her, I'd turn the music up, and I just put my hand on the steering wheel, and I'm just riding, and I'm just chilling, minding my business. She's sitting in the passenger seat. I got the music all the way up. She knows to shut the F up. We riding down the street. We get to the hotel. I turn off the music, we go in the hotel, she do what she gotta do. We get dressed, she get back in the car, same routine on the way home. You gotta know how to stay in your lane. And that's it. So what I'm saying, I just want to ride that. But let me ride back to my man in Lum Park, right? So my man in Lum Park, when that happens and he get transferred to another compound, they're gonna see on his jacket that he was in Lum Park, and they know that Nathaniel's not allowed in Lum Park. So the first thing they're gonna say is, what happened when you went to Lum Park? Did you go on the compound? And if he say no, they'd be like, oh, they sent you there and you didn't go on the compound? Oh, they wasn't gonna let me out. They told me I was in PC. But if you was in PC, they would have never sent you there. But now he gonna say, nah, they put me on the compound. They ain't had no Nathaniels, and I boop, 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 boop. I took off on the first, Sereno ops that I seen. And he left with honor. That's called straight honor. And when you rapping about being from the street, look at Little Dirk. He rapping about being from the street. His daddy from the street. Daddy did time. You know what time it is, so he come from that bloodline. So Little Dirk already know he's not checking in no PC. But when they caught him with that little watch, what they do, they put him in PC. And then he went to the court proceedings in the prison, and then they put him in the SHU, the detention. But before that, when he first got arrested, he got arrested and went and got put in PC, called administrative detention in the feds. And it's just called PC in the state. Every state calls it something different. You rat bastards know what I'm talking about. But that's where we at, so you fully understand. So Boosie saying what he's saying ain't wrong. Turk saying what he's saying ain't wrong if you're a civilian, but don't say you bout it, you got killers on deck and all this, and you actually saying that in your interviews that I got killers on deck and I'm bout it, but now you became a big, rapper, you know what I mean, a multi-millionaire, and now you go to prison and you say, oh, I'm just an entertainer, I was never bout it, all that stuff I said was fake. Look at Pooh Shiesty, he went on the compound. And you see how Pooh Shiesty moving different because Pooh Shiesty experienced hell. Pooh Shiesty experienced hell, and it had to make him grow up immediately. When they put you in those environments, you 23, 24, you doing all this rap foolishness, putting up videos about ops you killed and fighting your brother that live in the next building. And then when you go to federal prison, they put you and him in the same cell together. Now somebody want to unalive him. They're coming to get you too, only because of your geographical location. So I'm telling you the real to let you know why you ain't supposed to go to prison. Could you imagine the dude that killed your brother? Now they put him in the same jail as you. And then now, you know what I mean? You don't want to fight. You want to just do your time, right? So now they put both of y'all in the same cell together. Right there, you're supposed to take off. If you don't take off and y'all decide to squash it, say your brother was wrong, so he deserved to get bop, 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 but that was still my brother, whatever foolishness you want to tell yourself to dead the beef in that cell, now you're going to become allies where you're going to fight together against every other group and crew and car within the prison. The same one that bodied your brother, but they force you to talk about it. Unalive each other, but you chose to talk about it. Now you talked about it, it's all done and everything is good. And now the same with it, I'll try to unalive your brother, you figure out a way to make it work, but when you was on the street, you couldn't figure out a way to make it work. Somebody tell me how this works. Put in the comments, somebody tell me how this works. I'm gonna put my phone number up there so y'all know who I am, man. If you want to contact me, don't call me with no foolishness because I don't deal with rat bastards and flip-flop wearing and public troll. Numbers up there, respectable people want to know something, or if you got any legal issues, I got my man Mark Stevens that's doing, you know, legal work. He does consultation, he gets people bail that can't get bail, and whatever dealing with the law, he got it. And he also do taxes and all that. He's just one of those brainiac dudes that stays in his lane. He said, man, you know, I know the law and I do taxes, man, and that's all I want to do. I don't want to get involved in the, you know, the parties and the hanging out and the being around the people that you be with. But, you know, I want to offer my service to the people you be with. And that's my viewers. And that's why I'm telling you about it. So you got somebody locked up, you want your case consulted or whatever, you know what I mean, looked over to let you know what it is, what issues they got. And he definitely know how to get you bail. You know, hit me up on the number on the screen. But let's get back to this because we ride.
What Turk had to say about Kodak Black being in protective custody. Boosie and BG disagreed with the Hot Boys MC dude, just said it's cool to go to PC. What the, you clown. This dude sound like a cold female right now. DMX, Beanie Siegel, Tip, Lil Kim, Max B, C Murder, Mac, Boosie, and countless others walk the main line. Dudes know what they sign up for when they doing what they doing out here. I bet Dirk ain't on PC. This dude must want something from Kodak. Only way I'm going in that dungeon is if I get caught with a knife or a phone. Voluntarily. Oh no, Raul. You can't even make store. Sit your goofy down somewhere. Wrote rapper BG.
See, what he was basically saying is, ain't nobody trying to go to no PC. You go to PC, you can't go to commissary. You know what I mean? You're limited what you can get from commissary, the little bit they allow you to get, because you know the rat bastards is quick to say, oh, you can go to commissary. Well, you might have been comfortable getting 2 candy bars when the compound could get 15. You know what I mean? You might have been comfortable not being able to buy coffee from the commissary. Because that's what happened when you go to the PC. You can't get coffee because that's a privilege. So you gotta take your ass to the compound to get it. And you ain't willing to fight for a cup of coffee that you need, that you addicted to? So that's what BG was basically saying. Ain't nobody trying to go to no damn PC. So all that telling rappers go to PC, nah, no disrespect, BG, because like I said, my brother and you deal. I'm gonna let him holler at you about this. But no disrespect, dog. You don't tell these young dudes to go check in no PC. That's an ultimate violation, period. For you to even utter those words out of your mouth is a violation to tell another man to go to PC. You know what you did when you decided to hit the street to wind up in prison, so now you must deal with the prison rules, which is an extension of the corrupt street rules. That's why over here at Unique Mecca Audio, we tell you don't get involved in the streets on the corrupt side, because then you have to make crazy decisions like going out on the compound when you know there's 200-300 of your ops out there trying to unalive you, but you must go out there to hold the honor of the brand that you're running with. Just like that include, you know, the Blood flag, the Crip flag, the Sereno, SUR, all of that. That's their brand. Your record label, your record, whatever you call your artist self, that's a brand. And now what is happening is Boosie is challenging and tarnishing your brand that you ain't bout it from the street, Kodak. And BG, you making that statement, talk to the homie, man. I'm gonna tell a homie to call you and talk to you because you seem like a good dude, you respectable, you humble. You know what I mean? And, you know, I love your content. You know what I mean? But when you say something that's not right and exact, this Unique Mecca Audio, man, it's a gangster channel. We're going to check that. And I know my man, he going to tell you who I am so you understand. But BG, no, you out of pocket telling the dude about checking PC, dog. You all the way out of pocket. Telling any man to check in PC. If anything, start at the root where it began, BG. Tell them don't go to prison. Because if you go to prison, you can't check in. Even though you're a multi-millionaire superstar and you got wolves and thirsty triggers coming at you, you can't check in. Tell the truth, BG. All that sucker shit you on, man, that's for civilians. That the street call them type of people suckers. And in the street call them type of dudes, they call them suckers stupid triggers. Because they don't agree. That's a sucker move to check in. 26 years in federal prison, I ain't never checked in. I've been cut in the face, I've been hitting the head with a lock, hitting my nose, separated my nose from my lip and a whole nine. But when they were done stitching me up, I was ready to go back out there. And then they transfer you to another jail in the word what happened, get there before you get there. So if you did any foul shit and you didn't defend your honor when you get there, you looked at like a sucker. Tell them the truth, BG. You got to be violent to survive in there. If not, they're going to prey on you. So don't go in there. Y'all better share this to all these young YNs out there talking this foolishness. Don't go to prison because if you outnumbered and you the only blood and you the only Crip and they send you on a compound and there's 100 or 200 of your ops out there, you must go out there. It don't matter how big you are, how much the odds is against you, you go out there and you fight for your brand, your honor, your rap name. Let's stop the foolishness, man. Boosie doing the right thing in this, telling, what's his name, Turk, stop the fuckery. What you mean telling the man, but it's all right to check in? If it's all right to check in because you're a civilian, then you shouldn't have broke the law to brought your black ass to prison. Tell him that. Tell him don't break the law. Because you break the law, it don't matter how much money you got to do like P. Diddy did. And everybody got a million dirty P. Diddy jokes to tell. But P. Diddy stood toe-to-toe against the federal government and fought a RICO, one of the biggest charges in the United States, and never folded. Never even contemplated making a deal. We're going to talk about that when you get closer to getting out. You know what I mean? So y'all want to talk about who's the king of New York, all the rappers, this and that? Diddy battle tested right now after this, man. Y'all don't want to talk about that. Diddy battle tested. Regardless what you think his bedroom life is like. He battle tested. And I didn't hear none of that he cipher, monkey cipher stuff come out, you know, in the trial. But anyway, you know, social media make you anything. It make rappers feel like gangsters. And then when they go to prison, they want to go turn in the PC because they say, oh, I'm worth too much. I can't go out there on the streets. I got 100 bodyguards and I don't have any bodyguards out there. And the police going to look at you like you stupid. Man, let me let Boosie finish ride, man.
Turk, I'm co-signing on in PC, man. I'm supposed to be real. I'm supposed to be a gangster. Like, what you on, man? For real, like, you talking about a dude that made kids slang iron, go to jail, told you go to jail, you gotta handle your business, do all this shit. And all these niggas in jail gotta sit in there and survive. But it's cool with this man in a cell. Talking about supposed to protect the brand, you promoting PC. Supposed to protect the brand and check PC. Didn't you say you was a brand nigga? So you gonna check PC if you go to him.
Huh, right there, Boosie letting them know. You even saying that's some rat bastard talk right there. You talking about protecting the brand. Talk to the homie, man, and clean that up, big dog. Because Boosie ain't saying nothing wrong, man. If you protect the brand, you protect the brand when you go in there and you defend the brand and you get yourself a banger and you make things equal. Or don't go to jail. Don't break the law. Keep the brand away from criminal activity. But once you in that criminal activity, in that penitentiary, you go under the same blanket rules. Now you want to hide and cover and shiver in a PC cell and say, I don't want to go amongst the real gangsters. And the police going to say, well, you've been rapping about them. You've been saying you won. You've been saying you got all these bodies. You got teardrops on your eyes. That means you got bodies. You got bodies and you covering and shivering in a cell, scared to go out. What the is going on? Police gonna say, man, you triggers is weak. Man, let's get back to this ride.
Is you gonna protect the brand?
Huh, talk to him.
You down bad. You know how this shit from the city.
Talk to him.
You from the city.
Tell him. Somebody gotta check him.
That means something.
Tell him again.
Boosie.
See, what he's saying is the city is the brand. Boosie's saying the city is the brand. That means something. You ain't supposed to be talking foolishness like that when everybody in the city that came from where we came from, we are part of the street and we don't do the checking in. So don't promote that under this brand. Now Turk gonna talk and, make a little sense of this from a civilian point of view. But Turk, you gotta let them know, man. Turk. Let them know straight up, man. Be a civilian. Stay off the street and listen to you. Everything you saying right is right for a civilian. That's the same thing, right? And I don't want to bring this up, but I gotta take this ride. That's the same thing, like how T.I. said, oh, when I did the Crime Stoppers, I was doing the Crime Stoppers because I was telling the civilians not to break the law. My dog, you had the streets listening to you. So you was telling them too, let's keep it real. And that's not to throw a shot, just throwing it what it is. And then now, Turk, you're making 100% sense. You're talking as a man that's grown, but you're dealing with the YNs that's out there that have to make a choice if they want to go on the street or stay on the sidewalk. You encouraging them that it's cool to go on the street and then say, hey, I'm a rapper. Hey, I'm a plumber. Hey, I'm an electrician. I can't go on the compound. I can hide and cover in PC. But I'm from such and such. And I represent such and such. And other people that's not from such and such look at you like, man, all of such and such is wussy. So now you're putting a bad brand on your brand of where you came from. And that's why Boosie is in your ass like he is. And Boosie's not disrespecting you, and I'm not disrespecting you. We're just talking to you like how you need to be talked to. Because right now you're talking to like Turk, the civilian that done made it out the rap game. But you got people that's in the game and in the street that's listening to you, that's still thinking about going out there. And you telling them, oh, it's all right if you get caught to go hide and cower in the prison. So take your chance and then go hide because you got the bag and say that you protecting your brand. That don't fly over here at Unique Mecca Audio, and it definitely don't seem like it's flying with Boosie badass. But let's hear what Turk got to say. I like the ride. You like the ride? Put in the comments.
Boosie. What's worse? On the PC to protect himself, to get back to his family, and snitching and sending them to the penitentiary, taking it away from his family. You tell me.
All right, stop. That's a bunch of bullshit. I wouldn't even say that word, but that's a bunch of bull crap. Yo, come on, dog. Stop it. The two don't equate. You know what I mean? That's like an apple and a steak. That's not even an apple and an orange. You talking about a dude taking somebody off the street and then going to PC. Somebody put in the comments how the hell that make any sense. This is when a dude know he dead wrong and just wanted to talk because he got lips. Chickens got lips too, dog. You dead wrong, man. You dead wrong. Those two comparisons do not go together, man. You can't say, oh, what the difference between checking in PC and telling on somebody to get in. What it is, the difference is they're both the same. You're ratting. You're ratting that you a rat, bastard, and coward and can't go to the compound. And then you told to get somebody locked up. That's the difference. Only time you go on PC is when the administration put you there. That's why they call it AD. AD stands for administrative detention. And everyone that goes to the shoe first go in under administrative detention. In the state, it's called PC, and then they do the investigation, and then they see if they're gonna let you out, and that's when you fight to get out. You don't tell them, oh, I'm Kodak Black, I'm Turk, I'm this big rapper. I don't go out there. And they can be like, yo, my kids listen to you. When I told them you was coming here, they said you're the biggest gangster out of New Orleans. And now you're telling me you can't go out there? You're gonna break my son's heart. Go out there and get your face bashed in like everybody else. And that's how that played. But now that's some bull crap there. Well, let's see if Boosie finished it, then I'm out of here. I've been on here long enough.
Nigga trying to say nigga trying to sell a fake narrative like the feds. If you a big time and you going PC, they put you in PC. Cut it out. You're lying.
All the way lying. Tell him again.
Did ain't in PC.
Tell him again.
Kodak bigger than did it?
Huh?
Big Meech wasn't in PC.
Tell him again.
Turk ain't in PC, man.
Huh? That's 3.
He bigger than me? Why B? I ain't check PC. That's your dog. You're swinging a bat for him. You're swinging a bat for him.
Like a mother.
You're a clown. Don't try to make nigga. I ain't letting you do it.
And for the record, right? For the record, we definitely ain't got no disrespect for Kodak Black, but I want to let this be said about what I know about the Kodak Black situation and explain that, right? And I'm going to give it to you from the OG perspective, did 26 years in federal prison. From what I got is Kodak Black had issues with the police on the compound. He writing them up, they kept harassing him. I know how the police get petty on the compound, even if you don't. So they kept messing with him, boom, 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 boom. And then they said he assaulted him or whatever they said he did, but they wound up putting him in the shoe. When they put him in the shoe, that was preparing to transfer him to get him off the compound. So that's called administrative detention while they prepare your paperwork to say that you keep getting to the police, you're writing them up, you're doing this, you're doing that. So we want to transfer him to another institution that's suitable to give him a fresh start. That's what Kodak went to the hole for. Kodak didn't go to the hole because he was a rapper and he was scared to go on the compound or because he was a coward and didn't want to go on the compound. From what I got from it, Kodak Black was put in the shoe because they was transferring him for getting in it with the police. And when you do that, or if you get any institutional infraction, that's a 200 series or more, 200 series or less, then you automatically go, to the SHU, which is Special Housing Unit, which is SHU. And then that's called, the placement in the SHU is called administrative detention. And that's what happened with Kodak. Kodak didn't say he going. So BG, you jumped out there to do like Boosie saying, whoop, swing the bat, and didn't even have to swing the bat because Kodak is cool in that situation, man. So let me clean that up. But BG, I'm gonna call my man when I get off. I'm not BG. It is BG. BG, he cool with BG, not Turk. So I don't know who could reach out to Turk. So I'm gonna put my number up there. Turk, if you want to call me, if you got an issue, or if you just want to speak on these codes, feel free to call me, Turk. This ain't to disrespect you. Yeah, my man cool with BG. That's BG, man. That's why BG, I gotta run that back there. That's why BG ran it the way he did it. It's what BG said about it. You know what I mean? And let's hear BG. I got to play that again because that's my man's man. I thought it was Turk. My mistake. You know, I'm old. Hold up.
What the, you clown?
BG.
This dude sound like a cold female right now. DMX, Beanie Siegel, Tip, Lil Kim, Max B, C Murder, Mac, Boosie, and countless others walk the main line. Dudes know what they sign up for when they doing what they doing out here. I bet Dirk ain't on PC. This dude must want something from Kodak. Only way I'm going in that dungeon is if I get caught with a knife or a phone. Voluntarily. Oh no, Raul. You can't even make store. Sit your goofy down somewhere. Wrote rapper BG.
Now, you know, that was BG. That's my man's man. I said no, because I knew my man didn't have nobody that was talking like Turk, man. No disrespect to Turk. But you sound crazy than a mother talking about it's all right to check in the PC. Dog. It ain't all right to check in the PC. If you feel like you need to check in the PC, you should never break the law. That's how you prevent those choices. Don't break the law. Tell him that. Turk. So if I got the names mixed up, you rat bastards, you know where it go in the story. You know what I mean? But this is Boosie and BG standing up for down in New Orleans, you know what I mean? Letting it be known that now we don't rock with that foolishness he's saying, because that's foolishness from any state. Even you go overseas to England, you can't tell on your comrade, and tell your comrade, oh, if you get locked up, it's all right to go to PC because we was getting millions out here. No, then don't break the law so you don't go to PC. Subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel over at, Juanita Mecca Audio. And Real Boss TTTV, YouTube, and Unique Make Audio Prison Stories. Those rides that I told you, I got the prison story rides. I'm getting ready to, do some throwback, stories about back in the day in a minute. All right.
Cheers. The crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, Heat back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca Audio.
Mecca what? Mecca Audio. Mecca what? Mecca Audio. Mecca what? Mecca Audio. Mecca what? Mecca Audio. We gon' do it like we gon' do it like we keep it moving like we gotta do it like
Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was wine. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the dapper Dan. You eat that again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a raw in uptown. Baby horn uptown, Dominican bust down. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish there. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can get back to